Bring it on in. Jamal's going to have a seat. Good to see you tonight. Coach saying good things about you. Talking good about Jumaul Wallace. I was telling the guys about what I think about a certain player. I think about you. The snapshot I'll have about you for a while will be that game against Grimsley, knocking down those three-pointers. You got hot the other night.
Threes. I wouldn't brag as much, I try not to shoot as much threes because I can create better going to the hole, setting up shots for most of our shooters like Aaron Simpson, of course, Raymond Pratt, Cameron Dargan, the short point guard.
Know him pretty well, yeah.
He's Tyrese Cheeks and Miles White.
You did look good at that three-point shot the other night. It was a very smooth shot. That shot was going so well a couple of times. It was like the net. I mean, people talk about the old days of describing basketball. Like the net didn't even move. It went through so softly.
I wouldn't brag as much.
You hope you got some of that maybe tomorrow night too, right?
Yes, of course.
Do you feel good about that court over at Dudley going over there tomorrow night?
It's going to be pretty tough. Dudley has a real big gym. It should be a pretty big crowd. The radio's coming out, 102 jams. It should be tough, but we should come together as a team. Lately it's been rough, but a lot of people don't realize that when you're on losing streaks and stuff like this is a better time to come together as a family and get it together. So
time to be working hard now for you guys. And you go to that game too, like we talked with Coach and talked with Aaron about the fact, you've had success against Dudley, you beat them before, so now's the time to build upon that success and beat them again.
Yeah, beat them again, but we can't underestimate them. They're a pretty good ball team, pretty quick, with a lot of shooters, so we'll be.
Who do you see yourself matching up with in that game? Say you guys are going man. Anybody on that team you think about Dudley going in?
I think I should guard Breon Seagraves.
Got to get on Seagraves.
Got to. He's a shooter.
Pretty strong kid. I didn't realize he was as strong as I saw him last week. He's gotten bigger as he's gotten a little older. He's still only in 10th grade, but getting a little older as he goes along. Pretty strong kid, though.
Yeah, I've been playing with him for a long time. I watched Breon grow up since he was in the 6th grade. It's pretty tough. He shocked me the first game we played them.
Now, he was what kept them in the game the first time I think you guys played, because Hooker being out with those fouls definitely slowed them down some. He had to sit down with the foul trouble. The thing about Breon, do you try to push him maybe toward his right because he's got that left hand going there? That's his strength. Do you try to send him a different direction?
Force him right so he can't shoot as much.
If you get on that left-hand shot, you know it's coming. It's just getting ready for it, right? There for it. Give us some of these answers here with Jumaul Wallace with the Shane's Rib Shack Basketball in Focus for a big Thursday night at the Shane's and Smith Golden Eagles in the house. Other than your coaches, the biggest basketball influence in your life, who's made the biggest difference, biggest influence? Other than the coaches, who's been a big influence for you?
I think my dad. My dad has been here for a long time. He never missed a game. He's been at all my games. He's pushed me harder than on and off the court.
That Wallace name goes a long way in basketball, too, because I remember Rasheed Wallace. I remember Gerald Wallace, played for the Bobcats. Wallace name goes a long way.
There's a lot of great Wallace basketball.
Exactly. I mean, I would take those two guys, plus you and your dad, probably throw another guy in. We could beat anybody around probably on a given day.
Of course.
What about the part of your game that's improved the most over the past year? How have you gotten better?
I think I've learned to protect the ball a lot more. Because, I wasn't always this tall point guard. I had to adjust my game a lot. I used to be short. I was on the wing a lot. So Coach Partee has taught me a lot to protect the ball when I'm dribbling, so defenders want to take the ball away. So I have to save my handles.
Do you use the offhand, I guess, to protect the ball?
Yeah, offhand.
Learn how to use that. And do you find yourself able not to some guys have a tendency to use that hard defense, try to use that offhand, try to push off. How do you keep that from going that way? To stay away from the pushing off.
Swings. You got to swing, rip through. Create space. Create a lot of space.
Always about getting space, right? And always it's about using the dribble and keeping the dribble, and you have to give it up. Because once you give that dribble up, and it's trouble, right?
Yeah. Foul count comes quick.
Smothering defense on top of you then. What's your best move or your best shot, you think?
I think my best move is hesitation. The hesitation, go to the hole. I can trick a lot of defenders with my hesitation. Set up shots for my teammates.
Hesitate and go to the hole with the ball then, right?
Yes, sir.
Can you dunk? I mean, you've gotten taller, you said. Do you do the dunking deal?
Yes, I can dunk.
With a lot of force?
I caught only one dunk this season. I caught one versus Bartley Yancey.
Oh, yeah, Bartley Yancey. That's an interesting team, too. We might as well just throw this in and we'll move on. But a woman coach, how about that? They've got a lady for a coach over there.
I think they're doing pretty good for a woman coach, I feel like they're building to have a lot of young players, but that is pretty impressive.
I saw them against Northwest a couple of months back, I think, at Northwest. Like I said, they've got 2 or 3 guys, that Bartley Yancey team, kind of like you say, young and up-and-coming team.
Yeah.
Coach Britton over at Eastern Guilford, she used to coach at Dudley. I was saying I might see her probably here later tonight. I think she could coach a men's team.
Eastern Guilford?
And she's at Eastern Guilford coaching the women now, and she used to be the women's coach at Dudley. But Coach Britton, I think she could coach a men's team. I think of all the women I've seen coaching, she would be the one I might recommend. Well, maybe ask her about that later tonight. How far do you see your team going this year? How far can you guys go?
But like I said before, now is the time we need to come together. We need to think about tomorrow's game a lot, but I really see us going far in the playoffs.
I was going to ask you about the team that would be standing in your way right now to be able to go far. I guess that's whoever the team is up next on the schedule. You can't look beyond them.
It could be Southeast, Grimsley, anybody.
And right now it's Dudley, without a doubt. You go to bed tonight thinking about Dudley, or are you pretty well confident going in? It's not going to bother you as far as getting any rest. Like, you'll sleep pretty well?
I'm pretty confident. I have nothing to lose. My senior year.
Go for it, right?
Yes.
Want to finish strong. Got to finish strong. What have you learned the most from Coach Partee, the head coach? What's he taught you the most?
Coach Partee. Coach Partee really loves defensive players. Coach Partee, he wouldn't mind playing with all freshmen, 8th graders. He'd play with elementary kids. It doesn't matter. As long as you show effort and play really hard, Coach Partee, you can make Coach Partee's team.
So if you play defense for him, you got a chance.
Yeah, he loves defense.
That's the start, man. That's just prove to your coach willing to play D, give it up. You got a good chance to play. Favorite sport other than basketball?
I have to go with football.
Yeah, you're a football man.
Every Sunday. Love the Cowboys.
Did you play for the Eagles this past?
No, I didn't play for Smith.
Did you do love those Cowboys?
Yes.
What about that Super Bowl coming up Sunday then? Who's going to be the MVP? You go Mr. Brady, you go Mr. Wilson?
I have to go with Marshawn.
Go with the running back, Mr. Lynch.
Marshawn
Going to put his money where his mouth is, and he's ready to go.
Yeah.
Ready to play.
Doesn't say much at all.
That's right. He's saving it for the game, though. That's what he's doing. He's kind of keeping a low profile, getting ready for that game coming up as he gets ready for Sunday. Favorite class and favorite teacher at Smith?
Actually, I attended Smith Academy. So.
Okay, you got a favorite teacher over there?
Smith Academy, I have to say Miss Mustafa.
Miss Mustafa, what does she teach?
She teaches science.
Science teacher. Now, is the academy up on High Point Road just across the street?
Yeah, it's like right across the street.
Right where the old Oakwood Mobile Homes building used to be?
Yeah, probably a 2-minute walk.
2-minute walk. That's good. Good stuff. The academy's going well?
Yes.
Okay, what about least favorite class? Got a least favorite?
Math.
Math? No math for you.
No math.
And what's Miss Mustafa teach again?
Science.
Science. Like the science, but not the math?
No.
Interesting. How about, we asked this question earlier about Dudley. How do you beat Dudley? What's the solution to beat those guys?
I think box out.
Box out?
We got to rebound.
So Mr. Lowe, Kendrick Lowe's got his work cut out for him. He's got to box out.
Yeah, we got to rebound.
He flushed. He had a good dunk tonight. I got to give him credit. Sometimes he does not kill it with a dunk. He had a nice dunk against Grimsley. I think second half. That was a nice dunk.
It was a great dunk.
A little bit of life, a little bit of fire for the team, too. Got to get Lowe going strong in the back. Because fact is fact. Dudley does not have a true post player, I don't think. They don't have a real big man like they did back in the old days. So
Lowe should really have a field day tomorrow.
He should go to work. Mr. Lowe's got to get to work. You got to get him the ball some, too. A few lob passes maybe down that way.
Yes.
I saw a couple of lobs down. You guys are Grimsley. A couple of lobs the other night. They did not. One of the lobs is not a dunk, just a nice lay-in. Some very good passes in your game. Other than yourself or somebody in your team, who's the MVP in Guilford County this year? Who do you say is MVP?
I have to say DeAndre Overton this year. At Page.
At Page going Overton then.
Yes.
If I threw in Harry Giles, you take Giles, you take Overton.
Harry Giles.
Yeah, we just threw him in out of private school just to be throwing a name out there. But Overton definitely is having a good year. I like Seegers too. Always like Seegers over at Page.
They're pretty tough together.
Complete game, no doubt about it. If you go back and do it all over again, do it the same way?
Yes, sir.
No changes whatsoever?
No changes.
Same way. 20 years from now, what do you see yourself down the road? 20 years from now, where's Mr. Wallace? What's he doing then?
Architectural engineer.
That's a good. Where do you go to school to get all that line in?
A&T.
A&T, you got to go with the Aggies. So you should be able to play ball there then.
Maybe. Probably not. Who knows what the future holds?
That's right. That's a good way to approach it. Hey, you're taking it wide open. Who knows? And plus, Sam Hunt's going to be ready next year too. Remember little Sam? Sam the man. He's back playing. Maybe get that same backcourt with Sam. You never know. If you could be the team MVP or number one academically in your class, which one do you take? Team MVP or number one academics at Smith or the academy?
I'd say number one academics.
Solid. If you come out of the academy number one, that's saying something too, because that's the top of the tops. ACC Commissioner John Swafford pulls into the parking lot here. Our ACC Commissioner comes in from over at Grandover. He says you can go to any ACC school you want to. You can start next year. Which ACC school do you lock into?
Duke.
Going to Duke.
Yes, sir.
Rashid Suleiman got dismissed today. He's off the team. Suleiman's gone. Maybe there's an open space there for you better go down there. You remember Suleiman? Suleiman gone.
Yeah, I know. What happened?
I guess conduct detrimental to the team is what Coach K kind of phrased it. I guess his conduct, maybe on and off the court, was not worthy of what it should be to be a Duke Blue Devil, so Coach dismissed him today. So he's gone. Here's one for you. The Bostic brothers from Smith. Remember what sport the Bostics played back in the day? Jeff and Joe Bostic? They ring a bell?
No.
They just made it to the North Carolina Sports Hall of Fame. The Bostic brothers going in the Hall of Fame as football players.
Football players?
Yeah, you'll see their picture's got to be somewhere at Smith, but you got to go down by the school, check that out from the academy, check them out.
Yeah.
Big dudes, Bostic brothers, big linemen. Here's the last question. I've already given you my example. The photograph I got of you was hitting those 3-pointers the other night. That's my snapshot photograph remembering you.
Okay.
If you look back at your basketball career, basketball life, and took a photograph, a snapshot photo, what would you see in that photograph of your basketball life?
I have to say, back in 8th grade, the last game of the season, coach put the ball in my hands to knock down the 3. I shot the 3, we was down 2, I missed it. But pretty much that's been a big impact on my basketball life.
That miss made a difference.
Yes.
It happens that way sometimes. That makes people work harder sometimes.
Yes, it made me angry. It made me
So
hungry.
missed a 2 though, right?
Yeah. No, missed the 3.
Missed the
We
3.
were down 2.
You would have won the game.
Yeah.
Who were you playing for back then?
Lincoln Middle School.
Wow, you weren't playing against Seagraves or anybody like that, were you? No,
Nah,
he's
I
probably
was-
too young.
We was playing Eastern Guilford.
Eastern Guilford.
They're coming in later.
They are,
Trey
exactly.
McClain.
Yeah, Trey McClain and Quayshawn Williams.
Yes.
Trey McClain was probably there back
Yeah,
then.
he was.
Listen, I love it. You got that memory down perfect.
Yeah.
Here's one for you, and I'm going to let you roll. I just keep thinking that. We keep everybody here all night talking about all these different things we create. Did you ever play against Mendenhall back in the day when you were at
Yes. Ty Graves and
Yeah, Ty
Eves,
Graves. Do you remember a kid named Chandler Parado? Remember Chandler?
the short kid.
Yeah, the white kid.
Yes,
Point guard.
yes,
He just
I do
the one
remember.
that committed suicide last
Oh,
week.
that's who
Yeah,
committed
that's the
suicide?
one. Yeah, he was in the paper this week. Didn't know if you ever played against Chandler or not.
Wow, I did not know that was him.
Crazy stuff. But like you said before, I guarantee I'm going to try to remember that one the rest of it if I can. Who knows what the future holds?
Who knows?
Keep rolling, my man.